Welcome back to Uncomfortable Conversations. This is episode 6. I'm here with
Mohammed Al-Tayeb. If you haven't met me, I'm the founder of 2020 Vision.
Mohammed Al-Hussein, Moji TG.
Sir.
Maybe y'all probably already know if you've seen our previous videos, but shout out to all the new subscribers and new followers. We got more content coming on the way.
Yeah.
This is the first of many. Probably going to go back to Zoom again soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm heading back overseas. If you all followed us from the beginning, you saw us that we were already on Zoom. However, we got, we try to live at the moment, and we're back in person. And today we'll be speaking about something that started all of this, all of it. And we've never even spoken about it until now. You want to tell them what we're talking about?
Talking about our origins. We're talking about how we got to where we are today, not just like in terms of growth, digital growth, but just in terms of internal growth, and like more importantly, like how we've become more confident over the last couple of years and how we've developed into the men we are now.
Yeah, because we weren't like this, man.
Not at all. Like,
sickos.
If you know me, you know.
Thanks. Yeah, man. So let's get straight to it. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Our parents bloomed into this country together. I've known him. We have pictures when we were like 1, 2 years old since the birth. So we've always known each other. We've never had like crazy intellectual conversation unless it was basketball and Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, it was always just like third dimensional. Like,
yeah.
Like,
very on the surface shit.
Like small talk.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But high school, we kind of like went our kind of way. You were in high school, I was in a different high school. In college, I was overseas and he was here. But that's when everything did change. Something like brought us together, and I'll let you get, you could speak about what was happening in your life before that winter break.
Before that winter break, before you came back.
Yeah.
All right, so I was not as confident as I am now at all. Like, I think you could vouch.
Yeah.
Like, I was quiet, bro. I was the quietest person in the room. Yeah. I still am. Like, I just choose to talk when I want to. But, like, I didn't realize the power of my own voice. I didn't realize the power of my own, like, knowledge, or really realize, like, to value myself until it was COVID, bro. So all that time you get alone, I remember it was before COVID.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Before COVID, when I really started like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone. That's when I started my first channel. And you've probably seen it, like, if you've come from my first channel and to my second channel to see these videos, you've probably seen what kind of content I was making on my first channel. It was really just me getting out of my comfort zone. I was just approaching random strangers, bro. Like, yeah. And I thought it was weird, like, but then I got used to it. It was like, with every approach, I felt more grounded in myself. You know what I mean? Like, if I could do these goofy things in front of a camera, then I could do anything. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like I just woke up and felt like that one day, Like, I think it was like a period of growth. I really like learned to cut everything out. Like, there was a time in my life for 3 months, like, I got rid of, like, if you probably wouldn't know I had a phone unless you got my phone number. Like, I was not on social media. I was not on nothing, bro. You know what I mean? I was like a complete dopamine fast. I was not beating my meat. I was not doing, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was not seeking instant gratification at all. Like, I was looking for my purpose. You know what I mean? I was trying to find out who I was. And that leads me to now. It's like, I think I found the answer to that. It's not like, I think I wasted my time looking for who I was, because I had to realize, like, it's not your job to look and find yourself. It's your job to create yourself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And over time and just like discipline, I was able to do that. Sometimes I fell off, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'd get back up. I don't know what it is. I've always been resilient, but I'd get back up. And I remember you came back winter break.
Yeah.
We're in your basement.
Yeah.
And everyone was talking about just like
bullshit.
Yeah. Like just like, so like, bro, like just like small shit. Like, did you just see this celebrity? You see what he did?
Or, like rapper talks, hey man, you was do that. Just it literally like nothing substantial.
Or just roasting each other, just like typical basic things. And then I was like, all right, bro, whatever. a Mercedes because I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, what's up, nigga? Yeah, all y'all niggas still beat your man. You know what I mean? And everybody in the room got quiet, bro.
Yeah.
Dead silent, bro. Like, niggas was not trying to hear this. They was not trying to talk about this. They were not trying to, like, make themselves vulnerable in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were probably the only person that wanted to have this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, even
like,
when I did it, when you confronted us with like that whole thing, I was like, all right, man, this guy's tweaking, but what is he talking about? You know, so and also, I mean, even before that, like, yeah, let me say, like, I was when I was overseas, I was very content with life. I was living life. I was traveling. I was about to go to Paris. I was on some global stuff. And when I got back, I was very comfortable. And I see like Hussein, and he's on this like positive light. And I could see. I know all my guys, and I've known them for a long time. But I could see there was something different this time. And like, it was like a light in the out of all this bull, BS that's being talked about, somebody was like trying to speak about something different. And, I raised my ears and I was like, okay, what are we talking about here? And at first it was just like, like, bro, you're ridiculous. I'm like, oh man, I feel confident. I'm as confident as I ever, feel good. What is all this like male, like oppression or whatnot, that I have to do like to get it to a better place. So, yeah, I think I'm good, Yeah.
But it was like I feel like when I had that conversation and we were in that, I think in that conversation, usually when someone says some shit like that, I'm kind of nervous. Like,
yeah,
you could tell I did not care. I did not
yeah, you're bold,
I really
man.
did not.
And that's what
bro.
made it like attractive to hear.
I was like, I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it really didn't matter to me at that point because, like, I was so like firm in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think honestly, if it was just like I was just speaking it and still doing the same things I was doing and there was no change, no one would have really heard it out.
Yeah.
It's more about seeing growth and then instead of just hearing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, it's how much you want to be vulnerable with yourself, you
Literally.
know? Because if I'm willing to hear all perspectives. It doesn't, cause like I'm trying to learn. I don't think I know everything. I don't want to think I ever know everything because that's the moment you start becoming dumb, to be honest, because no one can teach you anything new.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that moment, like I was a completely different version of myself.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Crazy.
Complete
crazy.
transformation.
Like from high school, college, beginning of college, something different. Yeah.
I think mentally I was like probably the happiest I've been. I'm not gonna say I'm not happy right now, but I feel like that first initial like realization of like, this is me and I don't care. You feel like on top of the world almost.
Yeah. When you're so comfortable with yourself, and other people are uncomfortable, but you're just like, man, this is really who I am, and then that's how it was. Like that's how he presented himself, and I was just like, I'm someone that seeks the same thing he seeks, like learning, and growing, maturing myself. I'm always trying to do better each and every single day. And so when I saw somebody else in the room that was, illustrated like that, I was like, oh, I gotta tune into this, even if I don't really agree with it in the beginning. And I didn't. It took some weeks, bro.
It took some convincing.
Yeah, it took some weeks. Bro. I was just like,
just try it, bro.
Yeah, and and I was like, all right, bro. If I could see the product, I gotta, and I know him like the back of my hands. Like I gotta see this through. And I mean, from there we just had conversations. We'd have late night conversations. We'd have phone call conversations, just about ourselves. And I was saying things so that I would never say to another man, another woman, nobody knew. But I was just like, this is my dirty laundry, man. Like this is the stuff I want to get rid of. I want to change this. I don't want to become this person anymore. And I didn't even know that until like, you showed that to me. And then that's when you were already doing your channel. Yeah,
at the time I had a whole other channel. I mean, COVID kind of messed that up. I still wanted to do that, but like, I'm not trying to go around talking to people, random people.
Yeah, anymore.
No. Maybe I'll return in the future. Who knows? But it'll probably be more intellectual conversation.
But yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
But you already had this foundation of YouTube, like YouTube channels. You were the only one doing it in the community. And then when did you make that pivot point to like speak about the things that we're speaking about now?
That was my first video, actually.
Yeah.
It's not up on my channel no more because I got something coming up. I'm gonna see soon. But that was my first video, actually. So that's like I jumped straight into the deep end. My first YouTube video was day 40 without busting a nut, nigga. That was the title of the video. Like I did not care.
Yeah.
We had some crazy funny promo for it too. I remember my friend was at my apartment, right? We're like, all right, we're gonna promote this. So I was like, I went to the bathroom, right? You seen that video?
Yeah, I remember.
We played
some things
on the speakers while I was in the bathroom. And then he'd come catch me in the bathroom, and I'd walk out the bathroom with a towel on my head looking devastated. And that was a cliffhanger that everyone saw on social media or whatever. And then a week later, the video dropped.
Yeah.
And
brilliant.
That just came to us in the moment. We were like, what?
And that's still when that video dropped. I remember I was in overseas, and I was still going through that like phase of like trying to practice everything. And I showed my friend. I remember I was like showing my friend, and he was like, "Man, this is, like this is." It's the revelation of like the Bible or something, bro. Like, it was completely, life changing for him. And from there, like, that's when those were the initial moments that I think, that like January of 2019, right?
Yeah.
February, March, that entire spring semester was where I like completely changed my life. Well, because what he was doing was I was just looking at that, and I was just like, man, he's speaking some old things,
some crazy shit.
Like, is that guy internet, man? He can check this out real quick.
You want to hear the crazy part?
Yeah.
I showed the video to my dad.
Yeah.
Before I even uploaded it.
I remember.
And he was like, do not upload this. What are you talking about? I was like, I'm doing good. At the end of the day, it was like, I was going to upload it regardless.
Right.
But I'd rather have him see it from me than see it from someone else. You know what I mean?
See that
because I'm going to stand on it regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like, at that point, if I can say this to the internet, I can say whatever I want to anybody.
Yeah.
In front of me, anyone in my family, anyone, all my, bro. If I could say that to the world, I really set myself free. Yeah. That's how I really started getting the hang of things. Like, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes you overthink things too much. You just got to do it.
Just
bro.
Do it. Nike.
Go with that impulse and just do it, bro. Like, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, do it.
Yeah.
And that's how I got more and more comfortable. It's kind of funny. You get comfortable when you do uncomfortable things. Yeah,
it's very strange. It makes no sense. But it literally, and while he was doing that, if you guys don't know me, I majored in journalism, and media, and so that's all I know. And so I was in my mind, like, oh man, I wanted a creative platform. I wanted something that illustrates like what people are doing, showcases a powerful message, and at the same time talks about uncomfortable things. Rights, we write about it, we conduct it just like we are right now. And that's when I came up with 2020 Vision. And it still took I think a whole, almost a year, several months until we finally said, hey man, what are we doing? We're not, we could just connect already. And that's when I was really comfortable with myself. I think that's what happened though.
I think we were having these conversations on the phone. We were just talking about crazy things for hours. And a lot of these crazy things turned into episodes. You've probably watched these episodes.
Yeah.
And one day on the phone, we're having podcast conversations on the phone.
Yeah.
We can letiterally record our phone call and just upload it as a podcast.
Literally.
And that's when
episode 1 came out.
Yeah, that light bulb just went.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And I always think though that if I wasn't grounded in who I wanted to be, that episode would have never came out. 2020 would have never made it. But it's where a lot of people are trying to seek outside of their friends, outside of their, their environment to learn and grow, when you really don't have to. If you take a closer look, it could be, the resource could be right there. It was right here. And I was just like, oh, this is complete BS, man. But then if you just give it a try, you give it an effort, you don't always know the right things, man. You don't always know the foundation or the fundamentals for what life should be. And I 100%, I wouldn't be the man I am today, or, you know, without that interaction, without that winter break initial conversation, and then those pushes like, hey man, you gotta keep doing. You gotta remember, like, return to your roots, and also being just so honest with myself. I had to, like, really look in the mirror. I thought, you know, I'm a beautiful man, but, you know, and I am, but I had to be like, okay, there's things about me that I could tweak for me to be the best I can be.
Yeah.
For my family, for my friends, and more importantly, for myself.
I think it just translated to everything, because, like, after, it's just like, bro, if you stop doing things that give you instant dopamine, instant gratification, you start seeking long-term pleasure. You start seeking things that last and things that are deeper. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, it all started with, like, bro, by eliminating the dopamine you get from adult content, you're seeking deeper, like, more important things. You know what I mean? I think that's the anchor for everybody, you know? I think that's the anchor for men, because it's like, I wouldn't even say men. I just think as humans, you know, like, there's two things that we know, like, that we are programmed to do. It's to eat and to reproduce and to sleep, you know? But, like, at the end of the day, that urge to reproduce and that urge to, like, eat right is gonna stay forever. And when you're able to control those things, you're able to control your entire life. You know what I mean? So the more comfortable you get with your own discipline, and the more comfortable you get with being vulnerable to yourself, the more comfortable you're going to be when you're being vulnerable to the world. You know what I mean? And those are the things that are going to help other people. Like, I could sit here and make you laugh, you know, make a channel about just funny content.
Yeah, we're funny, bro.
But, like, it's not about making you laugh now. Literally. It's about waking you up to your true self and to your best self. It's like, I feel like the time when I really, like, started realizing, like, dang, I have the potential to do this. And I learned that within myself. I didn't even want to make people laugh no more. I wanted them to feel the same feeling that I was feeling inside.
So powerful.
And that's why I had that conversation in the basement. I was like, all right, I care about these guys.
Yeah, there was like 15 guys
I feel so good right now. I was like, I want them to feel good too.
Yeah.
And niggas looked at me like I was weird. I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, to this day, like, you know, we're so confident, like, everything we've done, like, in his own content, my own content, you know, that's, our foundation is very similar, and so is our, like, links to each other. But when we speak on these things, you know, every episode, I know we get, like, a couple of, like, what are you guys doing, man? And it's not, a lot of people think it's, like, deep or something ridiculous in the background going on behind the scenes, when it's really simple. It was just like, I wanted to be a better person for the world, for myself. And so what did I do? I started, you know, cutting off things that were negative to me. It's nothing crazy. I'm not on drugs, man. You know, like, it's really, right? Yeah, bro. You know, I'm actually cleaner than ever before now. Like, it's, you know, we need to, as individuals, learn, you know, and grow. You know, we don't know how much time we got. You know, if we're chasing that paper route, we're chasing that whatever dreams we got to also chase our own, like, you know, progress. We also got to follow through for the things that we say to each other, you know? Yeah. You can't just wait till next year. Yeah, 2022, I'm going to become, you know, this, and 2023. Like, you don't know if you got that many time. You know, we've seen how cruel this world can be. So the moment is now. It's not tomorrow, it's now. And it's harder said than done, but, you know, I swear to you, like, the minute you start investing in yourself, everything just becomes better. Everything in your life, like, you know, just the qualities of life around you, just surrounded you by your family, your job, your money, you know, just life becomes more, you know, profitable just because you've invested in yourself. And it's ridiculous that, you know, and there's a lot of things that we're doing, you know, and we don't like to say on camera, but things that are working around us that have been really well, you know, and it wouldn't have been possible if we didn't, you know, take that step in, you know, in the right direction for ourselves. Yeah. Selfishly.
It's really like, it takes me back to literally square one. Yeah. It's literally all takes me back to square one, because it's like this. Your ability to control your human instincts, your human desire. You're like, I'm going to cut this off, even though it feels so good, you know? Yeah. I'm going to cut this off. It's nothing for you to cut off the other bad habits you have in your life. It's nothing for you to even cut off the other bad people you have in your life. It's nothing for you to, like, at that point, you were so invested in yourself that It's either they're with you or they're in your way. And if they're in your way, then you're going to get them out the way.
Yeah.
And
but
it's like,
do what's best for yourself.
and it's not selfish. It's not. Anyone that would tell you that you're being selfish by putting yourself first is selfish because they want you to put them before you even put yourself. And that's like narcissistic.
Yeah. Yeah, and man, like I honestly like I can't even imagine what life would have been like.
I'd probably be
I'd be a villain.
a robot, bro. Still, like just like doing the same things. Like, you know what I mean? Like probably would settle for less.
Settle for less, yeah.
And settle for right now I'm calling it less, but I know that if I didn't change, I think that I was doing the right thing by settling for what I now think is less.
Yeah. Because
it's like at the end of the day, it's like you can have everything, all these physical things, but if you don't feel good within yourself and feel confident within yourself, then
what's the point?
Exactly.
What's the point? You know, materialistic stuff, I swear to God, like, you know, we all care about it. It's all temporary though. Because at the end of the day, you got yourself, man. We've seen how COVID has like isolated the world. We've seen those dark days where you had just by yourself. And in the end, it's who uplifts yourself is you.
Yeah.
You know, in the end, it's you in the end. So why not invest when you're investing in all these other people, these other products, you know, and everything else on the exterior, you forget about the interior, man. And honestly, like what you see today was not like this, man. We were completely like, go do a whole census of us, you know, like we were not the people we were, you know. And we've changed not so quickly, but you know, it took time. You know, it honestly took time, and there was days where I was like, man, forget this, bro. I don't want to do this no more, man. You know, I'll just be like doing the things that I used to do because those things made me happy. You know, they made me, you know, it made me more relaxed because working on yourself is more stressful because you're more harder on yourself. You know, you're like, what did I just do, bro? Well, how you know, I gotta remember that, you know, this, that. But it's just like hitting the gym after you see some results. After you see, you know, your biceps, your triceps get bigger, you know, just like, you know, your mind getting better. Then you're like, oh, I see it. And then that natural, you know, dedication comes in and you can't stop. You don't want to stop.
Yeah, that's really the thing about this journey is like once you see the light, you see the other side. It's like if you go back, you're going to feel worse than you felt when you started because it's like, dang, I just got a glimpse of that.
Yeah,
that power, that internal power, you know what I mean? And it can be taken away like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you're really just holding on for life at this point. And it's not even that you're holding on for life, you're holding on for your future. You're like, I see what it's turned me into now. I've seen what me being able to wake up and say, I'm going to take the hard route. I'm not going to slack around. I'm going to push through. Even when I don't feel like doing something, I'm going to do it because I know that my future literally depends on it. So it's like the more you're able to push through and have that discipline, because you know motivation comes and goes, but when you're disciplined, you're just going to keep pushing through even on the days you don't feel like it, and that's what's going to yield results in the future. So it's more important for you to keep your future in mind, I guess. That's what I did really. Like I looked at my past as an example of what I don't want to be, and I can't say that I regret anything I've done in the past because if I didn't, then I probably wouldn't be today.
Yeah. I mean, part of me just wants to be like, man, listen to us. You know, like, listen to us, man. You know, but like, you know, you're gonna follow your own journey. Everyone follows their own journey. I mean, there was friends of us that like we were having conversations with, and they're not friends no more because, you know, they weren't tuned in on that spectrum. On that frequency, and you know, they just ushered us out. They didn't make us feel comfortable. And when you have people like that around you, and I'm sure everyone does, you gotta just take a little closer look. And when you have people like that, you just gotta that's a reason for you to like really go and change yourself and really push yourself. Because at the end of the day, we all have ourselves, and that's the most important thing. We're not all gonna grow up and hold hands and
there's no like.
What is this, bro?
I need someone to hold my hand.
Yeah,
I look like holding your hand. You know what I mean? And it's like, at the end of the day, what's the saying? It's like, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. Yeah. So as much as you will try to change someone, they don't want to change for themselves. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like, all you got is yourself. You came into this world by yourself. You're gonna leave by yourself.
Facts.
No one's leaving with you. None of this shit's coming with you either. So it's like your happiness really comes from yourself. And that's like something I've learned too, is like I gotta be happy within myself, not seek happiness from the things I have or like the people I know or anything, bro. Because it's like if my happiness purely comes from my attachment to someone else and that person's gone, then my happiness is gone. You know what I mean? It's like you're supposed to already be happy, and that person's supposed to already be happy, and your happiness is supposed to create more happiness.
And what's happy for you? You know, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Because the happiness is such a broad term. It could be anything, but like what is actually happening? And if it's returning to your roots, if it means being grounded, it means, you know, being passionate about the things you're doing, like we are right now. It's not like we're making millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, any dollars, you know, doing this. You know, it could be a very deserving role.
But this makes me feel rich internally by letting this out.
That's good, man.
You know what I mean?
It's good, man. Yeah, he said it best, man. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys understood what we're trying to get at. You've understood the scope of where we are now and where we used to be. You know, we are always, we have a lot of plans for the future. A lot of planning is going on and a lot of scheduling is going on. Literally the purpose is to continue the mission of Uncomfortable Conversation, and is also interact with the users. That is something we've been trying to do the last few episodes. So don't be shy. I know we've had comments. We've got emails. We can talk. You want to hop in on a podcast. Speak about your experiences, whether you agree or whether you disagree. It's cool. We can have a conversation where it can be civil. And so don't feel free to contact either one of us or contact both of us, whatever you want. Recommend any topics. What's next? What do you want to hear?
If you want to hear something that you're scared to talk about,
I'll speak up. I don't give a damn. I've seen it.
How educated I am on it, obviously, but it's like I really like.
Or we'll bring somebody.
By me getting out my comfort zone, that makes me happy. You know what I mean? So just keep it
We're
going.
learning together, honestly, man.
Yeah.
We're learning. Just literally every episode, we have conversations after, we have reflections after. We see what we really talked about. And we're like, wow, man. When I was speaking about this it kind of opened my mind to this, and then that's how a new topic comes in. Because we get a lot of questions like, how did this start? We wanted to show that today. So thank you for really tuning in to episode 6. Really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe on our YouTube channels, both of our YouTube channels. It really helps. Hit the like button, man. Share it to your mother, your father, your cousin, your uncle, your whoever, man. Put us in the group chat, bro.
Hit that like button, drop a comment. You know how the algorithm works. They try to silent Black creatives. You guys gotta hit that like button.
Honestly,
drop a
man,
comment down
we might have to speak about that next. But
like they actually try to silence. So
yeah, man.
I've gotten comments. Like I just got a comment today that said, I haven't seen any of your videos on my subscribe page, and I'm subscribed to you for 3 months. Last time I saw your video, you had a fade and curly hair.
Yeah.
And that was like a year ago.
Yeah,
so it's like they really try to silence you. So
it's no conspiracy. I mean, we all know how social media algorithm works. Yeah. When you're talking about really uncomfortable things, they're not gonna want to see that on your timeline. Yeah. So we really show support us digitally. And feel free to ask us any questions. You have our socials. And man, if you want to call me, man. You can FaceTime, man. I swear to God, we're that open. So thank you again for tuning in. Make sure to do all that love, all that appreciation, and we'll see you guys next time on episode 7.
Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.